Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Catalina Legacy 263BHSCLE travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around the trailer, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. First thing I want you to take into consideration is your slide. Get your slide out right now so you can see how much room you need. Get an eye for that or even measure it. And know that when you're parking, you have plenty of room for that to come in or out, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. Then I want you to think about where your water and electricity hookups are. Yours are going to be all the way at the rear of the unit on your off camp side. Your power all the way at the rear, and your water just behind the slide. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you've arrived and unhooked your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. Now what I recommend is getting the stick-on level, putting it on the side of your unit. Once your slide's in, you can see where the middle is. Measure it out, put that in the middle. Use your power tongue jack here to raise or lower the unit. Now you do have a docking light here. You also have a manual override with a hand crank that'll fit in here. Which is right here. Good manual override in case you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery post now and then. Make sure the terminals are nice and tight. You are bouncing this thing down the road, things come loose. So you've got our unit level. Next thing you can do is stabilize your unit. On all four corners you have stabilizing jacks. A hand crank with a 3/4 inch socket on the end. Simply put that on here. Crank to the right to bring them down. Now you can use an impact driver or a electric drill gun to run these down in a matter of seconds. I just recommend that when you get low, you slow down with your drill gun. I also recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. Better distribute the weight. Get you a 4-pack of those from our store with your 10% off coupon. Go ahead and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. So once you get unit level, run all 4 of these down onto some jack pads just until they're taut. Remember, you don't want to change the levelness of the unit. Just going to stabilize it. Got our unit level and stabilized. Next thing we're going to do is hook up our water and electricity. All the way at the rear of your unit, as I said, on your off-camp side will be your power. 30 amp service. These go on, twist to the right, and then you lock them out with this black washer. Should you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 amp to 110 adapter. Comes along in your convenience pack. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook our water up. So just above your outdoor shower is your city water connection. First and foremost, water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your units. Always use this when putting water in your unit. Open up your city water connect, hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose, but don't turn your hose on yet. What we're going to do is we're going to go over to your campsite, and you could have did this ahead of time, but we're going to go to our hot water heater. It's on your campsite. We're going to open that up, and we're going to return our drain plug. You may have left this out the last time you were camping, draining your hot water. So make sure that's in there nice and tight. I do recommend plumber's tape. Go ahead and put that in for the socket. Get that nice and tight, then you can go ahead and turn your hose on. Now if your hose has been on for a little while, you're gonna come up here to this pressure release valve. You're gonna pull on this button here. You can release air out of the lines until eventually you get a nice steady flow of water coming out of here. Once you do, you know your hot water heater is full and you can turn it on from inside. A couple other things on your hot water heater real quick. There is an on-off switch here that's taped off right now, electric element. Only turn that on here as well as indoors if you're hooked up to 110. Don't turn this on out here if you're hooked up to 30 amp service. Unnecessary. Also at the top, if your hot water heater is not working for some reason, these are reset bubbles. Just come out here and look, and if it's bubbled up, just push that back in and that'll reset your hot water heater. Now let's say we're going camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry docking. Over here on your off camp side, just toward the front, is your freshwater connection. Potable water only. You can fill this with just a hose. Water pressure regulator is not necessary. 2 ways to tell when this is full. 1, there's an overflow valve here. 2, there's a button you can push indoors to check the level of your batteries, your fresh tank, your black tanks, and gray tanks. You can hold that fresh tank button down and you can tell when your fresh water is full. Now just remember, burp the hot water heater the same way. Get the air out of the lines and run your hot water through there. Turn it on indoors the same way. The only difference is when you're using the potable water is when you're going to want to use your water pump. Don't use your water pump when using city water. It's unnecessary. So now we've got our water and electricity hooked up. Let's go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. In the front offside here, these are great. They hold up by a magnet. This is your big pass-through storage. Your hitch work over there. Again, your freshwater connection. Here's your freshwater drain. When you're leaving the campsite, you're using potable water, you'll drain that there. I'll mention on your slide here, these are actually called a wiper. They sell what's called a wiper fluid, and what that'll do is it'll add to the longevity of the life of these. Keeps them nice and pliable. That's what you want done. Your galley tank is here. Extra galley tank in the front, so you dump that one leaving. And at the back here is where your wastewater and sewage outlets are. Also, for your outdoor shower, you put the handle up high enough that you can actually take a shower. Your city water connect and your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Here's where your cable and satellite will plug in. And there's your low point drain. When we leave the campsite, we'll empty those. On the back of your unit is your storage rack. When your storage rack is down, just use these cotter pins. There's a spray port right there. And a spray handle to go with that port. Your unit's also prepped for a Furion backup camera. Should you decide to purchase one from our store, it's a device that sits on the dash of the tow vehicle, allowing you to have a backup camera on this unit. Come around to your outdoor kitchen. One thing I'll mention on these, I'm going to use both hands, but you push these down to bring this out. Your LP connection is right here on the back with your quick connect LP right underneath here, and your LP cord for that is right in your storage in here. Again, pushing this back in, push these down again. To a certain point you have to push them all the way in with both hands. And your fridge, this all holds up with a magnet as well. Your solid steps, we'll talk about those when leaving the campsite. It's also prepped for a TV over here. You want to bring a table outside, plug in your TV and your cable, and you can watch some TV out here. Your outdoor speakers, your big awning, we'll run that out. There's a set for your microwave. This is your furnace heat release. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of this, it will get hot. Again, your hot water heater. Separate entryway into the bedroom. And again, your pass-through storage. This is a cover for your propane. Propane does have a regulator on it. We'll open that up, see how it turns green. Just point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Keep it in the middle and keep both open, and it will automatically switch over for you. This will turn red when your tank is empty. And your battery disconnect. This will come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. What this does is shuts off all battery power to the unit. Well, that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Okay, so coming up inside your unit, first and foremost, I want you and everyone to know it's camping with you that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Make sure everyone knows where that's at in case of emergency. Slam locks. They close best when slammed. So we're coming inside the unit here. Your slide control, your awning control. I'm going to go ahead and run that out, show you how far to run that out. Exterior lighting, interior lighting. Here's where you turn on your water pump if using potable water. And there's where you turn on your water heater. Up here is where I was telling you if you're filling your potable water. Here's your brand new battery. Your fresh tank, you can hold that down and be able to tell when your potable water is full. Keep an eye on your other tanks, see when they need to be dumped. Open this door back up. Continue to extend this awning. Just want to show you real quick, you only want to run that out until that white flap falls down to 90 degrees. Once you can see your silver bar, you're out far enough. Right here at the entry doorway, you have a 110, a couple of USB ports. Finish bringing your awning in real quick. You have a nice awning light as well. You have a control to be able to change the colors on that. Alright, that's in. Let's walk through your unit. Coming over here, let's start with your self-explanatory microwave. Down below that you do have a light and a fan for your stove here. Stove top simply makes a nice backsplash. You do have a panel light here. You'll notice when you turn from blue, turn on your gas, it turns red. And hit your spark over here on the left and that'll light that up. Any of these will do the same. For blue to red, hit your spark, there's your flames. Shut everything off. You also have a light for your oven down here. Same thing, turn on your oven here to light. Once it's on light, light it from over here. Down below your stove is an access panel to your breakers and fuse box. Looks like you got a handful of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend grabbing a handful of those, have them with you when you're camping. This is your 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect up front. Keep this from running your battery down. Electric fridge here. As it turns on. Coming over to your Connex TV. It's a whole new system they got in these now. Everything will be on here. So this is
Bluetooth mode.
It's on Bluetooth mode. We can change the pairing mode. You can change your source up here in the corner to FM radio. Scan through our channels. Go to media, go to your TV. Sorry, it's not going to pick up anything inside this big metal building.
Campers, cruisers, 360.
That's way too loud.
Feel like the past year is
so everything can be controlled from your
forget injections and targets.
Controller here. Let's talk about your fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. If it's cold in the morning or in the evening, instead of using up your gas to warm it up in here, turn this heater on. This will get it toasty in here in no time. Coming into your bedroom real quick. A couple USB ports, 110s next to the bed. Your separate bedroom. Doorway. And a big closet. It's also prepped back here for a TV. 110 and cable back here for that. Coming back into your living room. 110 down here as well. A jackknife sofa. Cup holders and simply lift on the front and the whole thing folds down. And now you have a bed. Reverse the process, lift up the front, pull the back towards you, and just that quickly you are back to a sofa. Over here, these legs, simply lift this up, these legs will come out from both the table and that. Set the table lip down on this here, all the way around. Bring your back cushions in the middle, another big bedding area. On your wall over here is your thermostat. Simply turn your mode on to fan, to cool, to furnace. Just set it at the desired temperature, raise or lower that over here. Or you can turn on just a fan. Your bunk areas have their own individual lighting. You have a lot of this one-touch lighting throughout the unit. Coming into your bathroom here, a couple things I want to mention in here is this is where your 110 GFCI reset is, and some plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on the plumbing underneath your sink, just like you would at home. You do have a hand crank open exhaust fan. And lastly, we're going to bring everything in. So what I like to do is shut off the interior lights, and I can now see all the individual lighting. This, the stove, the fireplace, this hand touch light, all the individual lighting that you have to go through and shut off. Looks like the bathroom lighting might still be on, as well as the bedroom. I'm going to shut all them off real quick. So once you've shut off all your interior lighting except what can be handled at the control panel, make sure your bedroom door is closed, your bathroom closed, and nothing to impede this slide from coming in. Simply come up here and press in. You see your slide starts to come in rather quickly. See how important it is to have all these doors closed? Door closed on your entertainment center over there. Just make sure nothing's going to mess this slide up from coming in. Hear that little noise? That's the slide keeping itself from extending too far. Safety mechanism on the slide, so don't worry about that noise. Nothing is grinding as it sounds. Hit our interior lights. Come outside the unit. Make sure your exterior door is all the way open before bringing up these solid steps. Fold them inside the door. Turn this handle one way or the other, and that'll lock that in there. Close your exterior door. Lock and deadbolt your door. Come around your unit. Come to the hot water heater. Pull up on this tab and leave that open. It's going to drain all your water out of there. Once that's done draining, remember to push your tab back down, otherwise you can't close this door. And go ahead and pull this bottom drain. Go around the unit, pull up all 4 stabilizing jacks. Shut your gas off. If you're using fresh water, potable water, you'll open up this water drain. And if you're hooked up to the campsite water, you come back here and dump these water drains. Once the water's dumped, we'll head up to this dump station. Take the sewage hose that comes in your convenience pack. You can do this one or two ways. You can buy a longer hose with a Y neck, because you have one up there. But what I recommend, starting back here, if you have the one hose, pull your sewage outlet. Pull that gray handle right there, or black handle on the right, I mean. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, again, take your water pressure regulator, come up to your black tank flush. Hook up your water pressure regulator with your tank open, hook up your hose, and run that for a good 5 minutes. That's gonna wash out your black tank, spray out all the nastiness out of there, get that smell out of your unit. After a good 5 minutes, close that up, close your black handle, and pull this gray handle. Now the gray handle is gonna be cleaner water, as your sinks and your showers. It's gonna clean your sewage hose out a little bit for you. You're gonna head up front here, through this galley tank. Hook up your sewage hose, pull this gray handle. Once that's done, it's gonna be your cleaner waters again. You're gonna come to the back, go to your bumper, open up your bumper and store your sewage hose right in there. It's a nice sanitary, convenient place they've made for sewage hoses. They fit just right. And your stoppers are hard to go in sometimes, but they're in there now. Again, thank you guys for your purchase. Congratulations on this Catalina. We hope you enjoy it for many years to come. Happy camping.